I did it. I finally did it. I replaced the battery in the mic. So hopefully you can all hear me right now. I tested it beforehand. It should be working fine. Guess we'll see as the show wears on. Insert quippy quip here. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Welcome to Famicom Dojo, Pile of Shame, live, where every week we play a game that is a game that I should be playing but haven't been, a game I should have finished but didn't. A good game, mind you, not a shameful game, but a game I need an excuse to play. So you're all here to encourage me, basically. And this game is our number 2 on our poll that we put out for all of you viewers and I guess non-viewers alike, Patreon supporters and non-supporters alike. That's Donkey Kong Country. It's actually our 3rd week doing this one, and we're not doing it on cartridge. We're going to do this on the SNES Classic Edition, which I guess this doesn't prove anything, but trust me, that's the way that we're doing it. And because we're just having so much fun with it. I'm having so much fun with it. I hope that you are too. Got a new microphone, well, new battery for the microphone. So you can actually hear me this week, and then I'll have to probably adjust my settings for the actual game to make sure that they sound good again. But solving last week's problem, apologies for all of that, but hopefully fixed now. And we should just have a whole mess of batteries going forward. So let's check the chat, see how y'all are doing tonight. Hello, Satoshi. I did not get a chance to try the Infinite Lives cheat, but I'll just do it. I'll just do it live. You know, we're doing it live. Well, we'll give it another shot. I saw that the Gaming Historian has a video about the history of Super Mario World, which I feel, I mean, they probably don't mention it. Well, I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. But I feel has an influence on Donkey Kong Country. Very, very similar mold, shall we say. Boy, it's like an 80-minute documentary too. It's not just like, here's a video. It's like, if you only make like 1 or 2 videos a year, this is just what you do now as YouTubers. And boy. Anyway, I'll do this instead. You can watch me for 90 minutes playing a game that I'm only kind of good at, but good enough, hopefully. Anyway. All right, I guess enough chit chat. Let's go to the retro station.
Shame.
Sorry, I forgot to do the gesture. Okay, this happened again. This happened last time. I did not adjust this directly, so I wonder what's going on. The settings are even locked on this, so that's very curious. Anyway, contrast. is what is goofed on this. So layouts locked. Yeah, it's contrast on the device itself. Video output? No. Video input. There it goes. Yeah, it's like, it's at 0. So strange. It's not even on like auto contrast. There's no excuse for that behavior, but at least I know what's going on this time. Also, is the yellow or the off-white raspberry blue? We'll go with that. Okay. So where are we? We weren't actually playing the game just there. It's just decided that's what we're going to do. But 2 hours in. Only 2 hours? So strange. I'm also being brave this week, hoping that XSplit won't crash on me. And I got it actually controlling the stream now. Ever since Mega Man 2, I haven't been doing that. Okay, so I don't have a lot of lives. So we are going to go back to the Monkey Mains. Oh, I'm not Diddy, am I? Yeah. All right, hold on a second. We are going to hold on to this guy because I don't want to have to do this over and over again. All right, let's get him in there. Let's go, boys. All right. Ow! Like I said. Oh. Not leaving myself a lot of room there, huh? All right, try that again. Sorry, one more time. Oh, I didn't adjust my game volume. I will do that in a moment. All right. Ah! Okay. Since we are here, let's adjust you. That sound all right? Pretty good? I locked it. Didn't mean to do that, but okay. Ah! Come on, TK. Get it together, man. All right. Gotta time that right so it's... That was not easy by any means. Oh, and hold left. Okay. All right. Guess he's got to be not quite that close. How do I unlock this? There we go. Practice makes perfect. Okay, too close. Too far. Do I like actually actively jump? What am I doing? I was holding left. I'm not able to jump. Like, he bounces off, but he cannot control the bounce. I have to start at the top of the door, jump up to the door, then slide down and hold left. Well, you didn't say that before. Why does that matter? Oh, I see. It matters, apparently. Is it like a momentum thing? How do I get up there? All right, I'll dig into the top of that door somehow. Good Lord. No, I didn't mean to do that. Good Lord. There we go. All right. Okay, that matters. Nailed it. Finally. Oh, this is great. How many can I get? That's it, huh? All right. Time to die. Hello, Kusuge. Caps at 120, but only shows 99. Okay, so I have more than that. Clearly. This feels like cheating, but I don't care. Oh, yeah, I got candy right here. Okay. I do feel very accomplished, thank you. Did I save over it or not? Can't even tell. It says it's only an hour and 26 minutes, so. I pushed B that time. Did it work? Sure, we'll just go with that. And then we'll save this too. I'm gonna keep the suspend point for later. All right, let's keep on going. So there were a lot of secrets that I haven't been able to get all the Kong letters in every area yet so far. So there's that I got to deal with. Oh, I'm supposed to roll. I guess, but like part of me wants to play it the way that, like, you know, people are expected to play it. Like, you should be able to get through, but then on the other hand, I don't know. If they meant for it to be in there, then who am I to argue, really? Anything over there? Swap. Pushing the button. Apparently I gotta be down here. Okay. Okay. So while I'm monkeying around with this, who's been watching the good old Star Trek? Yeah? I think I mentioned it last week, but didn't say a whole heck of a lot. I just watched The Ready Room on the last couple of episodes. I did one for Picard and Strange New Worlds all at once. So, because I wanted to hear about a certain something that happened with certain someone or other. There we go. I was not disappointed. Oh, that was disappointing though. Okay. All right. Anything up here? Nothing I can tell. All right, midway point already. Interesting, interesting. Ah! Ah! I'm just gonna save it here. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so yes, to continue that discussion that we had on the Discord about if Strange New Worlds is going to be episodic or not, it is, but like I predicted, they are going to have arcs still, and as Akiva Goldsman mentioned, it's going to be character arcs. So what he mentioned in Ready Room was that, like, he was the specific example he gave was, like, 1 week Kirk had to watch Edith die and then, like, move on. Like, he has to be fine by the next week, status quo the next week. And so, like, Star Trek has some of those arcs, but, like, they're definitely going to be very conscious of what they need from, like, a season to season perspective that makes sense for the characters over the course of the whole thing. And that's the kind of thing I expected, basically. But they claim it's going to be very episodic. So, not to say that there won't necessarily be any kind of season-long plot thready thing, apart from the emotional continuity, but just putting that out there. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, DS9 style, I like that. It's probably gonna be more like DS9, which very much did that and did that well, and it did it, almost 30 years ago in some of the earliest seasons. So is this? I feel like this is for a secret back here. Let's find out if I'm right. Darn it, could have been down here. Oh well. All right, let's do this. Do it this way. Ah! I like DS9 a lot. On the other hand, I feel like it was too cynical, ultimately. Like, it was like righteously cynical, but, I don't know. Watch the first episode, y'all, if you haven't, of Strange New World. Oh, I can't roll into these guys. It comes out swinging. It is full of Easter eggs. There are some original series characters that are either directly seen or referenced. There are characters that you've only ever heard about before or maybe seen in some form or another. Certainly written about in novels. But not often you have a show that went 55 years from pilot to series, though. I'm just saying. All right, any of these? Nope. Nope. No. Thought I'd try. Ooh, these are coming fast. Okay. Yeah. All right. How do I get up there? Can I get up there? Oh, come on. Oh, come on! I must be close to the end. It was the 90s. They couldn't make Garrick openly gay. I mean, they couldn't. They could barely like have Jadzia kiss another woman without it being like, oh well, we were like, you know, one of us was a different gender in our previous life, so I had to like dress it up that way. It's not the 90s anymore, so like we're making up for it now, guys. It's fine. Yeah. All y'all watch Strange New World so I can feel comfortable talking about it next week. Oh God, how do I get up there? There's gotta be a way, right? Ah! Fine. Weird. All right, let's just get out of here. Jungle hijinks, stick to the treetops. I could go play that. You do that, Cranky. You do that. No. Well, then I will try that level again with the ostrich. Hold on. Yeah. Come on now. Just making sure I didn't miss anything over here. You know what's funny about this? I don't think that gorillas can swim. Monkeys in general don't like don't have the body fat for it, or something like that. They just are not sufficiently buoyant. Ooh. Okay. All right, that's interesting. What am I missing? Okay. Where is it? Where's the secret? Aha! There we go. So that's helpful, right? Like we get a little bit of some idea of what secrets are missing in the game if you get an O but no K, etc., etc. Can I? Oh, it does not work. Do not do that. Can I go back for him? Is he still here? Did he? Yep, he's gone. My own fault. I had to know, though. I had to know. You don't know these things unless you try. Ugh. Hey, Daniel. I don't know. I'm not going to complain about too much diversity, and in fact, I'm going to quote the Jesse Gender thought on this topic, which is that it's very rare that any TV show, much less Star Trek, allows a lot of queer people to be in the same scene and just like be themselves and have those kinds of reactions to things. Like that feels important. And she compared it to the Orville, which, you know, has like Bortus, right? Their entire species like is so misogynistic that they've bred women out of their genome up into including refusing to believe that women that are born are in fact female. So but it's always about that being the deviation from the norm. And when you just have like even like 3 queer characters just having a scene together, it stops being abnormal. So like if that's overboard, sorry, I don't have a problem with it. It's leading to some interesting discussions and scenes and things that you don't get to see on TV usually. And like, given that it's one show doing it out of many, many, many shows, more or less mainstream, even though it's not like airing on network television. So. Okay. Also, like, kind of giving the cultural climate that we're in currently, and a lot of people's rights are under very direct legislative and judicial assault. I don't really feel like wasting my breath complaining about entertainment. down here. Death. Get him. Get him. Whoa! Whoa! Let's put this another way. Like, DC was so sensitive to jokes about Batman and Robin being gay because the whole thing just feels like the kind of cover you'd expect in the 50s, right? Dead. Bumble Rumble. Oh, there's... Ah, okay. I don't have a lot of lives. So DC was so sensitive to just the insinuation and like the insistence of fans or the jibes and jokes or whatever. They had to invent the original Batwoman and Batgirl. In the, I think it was the 50s or early 60s. Oh shoot, I can't remember anymore. I wrote a whole article about this for Power TV back in the day. Like Silver Age Batwoman and Batgirl before the Barbara Gordon Batgirl was created. Oh, still not. Oh God. Oh, it was facing the wrong way! Right. And like, not to mention like how over the top girly they had to be. So like Barbara Gordon comes along in the TV show and she becomes like beloved, right? To the point that the original Batgirl is long since forgotten. Like how many people even knew that there was a Batgirl before Barbara Gordon? Like her purpose did not endear her to any fans in particular because she wasn't meant to be a character, she was meant to be a beard. Same with Batwoman, like who had like a cosmetics bag full of gadgets instead of whatever. Like the Batwoman, was it Bendis who created the modern New 52 Batwoman? Much more interesting. Really similar really to Harley Quinn. Like she was created for the purposes of the animated series, the Batman animated series. See, I'm focusing on this discussion and not really playing this game anymore. To be the Joker's girlfriend, right? And there was a lot that was interesting about her. Like he basically creates her the way that he was created. But you know, like they really put a point on this in like the Lego Batman film, where it's like Joker is like personally hurt that like his relationship with Batman isn't more. Basically, like they really play that up, and like that feels like a potentially accurate read on the situation. I'm just saying. So, you have Harley, who exists to be like, you know, Joker's totally straight, but he's an abusive jerk, and like, you know, when the comics pick up Harley Quinn, again birthed from the television medium, this like now like beloved and cinematic female character, who's like essentially in the DC books now like a superhero. She's like completely turned things, even though she's like kind of like a dark anti-hero, right? Still, right? Like she finally has Batman's approval, which given like Batman's history of like other like female vigilantes in his orbit, including Barbara, but like oh shoot, I'm forgetting names now. What's her face that like joined Checkmate? I loved those stories. Like, I can't remember her name anymore. I feel really, really bad. But, you know, or like Spoiler. Oh, God. Spoiler. And she got to be Batgirl for a while, too. But, Stephanie Brown, right? But who's the lady I'm thinking of? This is frustrating me. Anyway, like, you know, Batman as a character in his own book has just treated even the female heroes very poorly. And there we go. I'm glad that something finally happened. To change that. I meant to hit that one. Ah! You wanna see Donkey Kong? Guess what? We're playing it now. Yeah, I don't think the Joker is gay either, but like they had to make a character to prove how not gay he was. You know, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So you have these, you know, you have Batgirl. Can I like slam through the side of the wall here? No. Okay. But, you know, like over the course of time and history, each of these characters is like, you know, able to be fully fleshed out and not just be like a foil for readers, if that makes any sense, right? Like not, dang it. All right, now I have less than 100. Not to mention that like, Harley Quinn is now like, has already gotten that status in like the cinematic universe, in as much as one exists in DC's pantheon right now. You know, 2 Suicide Squad movies, Birds of Prey, which are all, well, 2 of those are fantastic. Ah, shoot. Well, how badly do I need that extra life anyway? Not that badly. Make that jump. Who's the lady that played Huntress in Birds of Prey? Like, I didn't realize who she was fully. Until later. Was she also in the latest Terminator? It's this one still. It's like, oh yeah, it's whatever, and then I'd be like, right, like I finally figured out who she was, and I was like, oh, I remember her. I like her, she's cool, and so I don't know. Still, my brain's still not really braining right now. Having a lot of problem with names and faces. Getting old, like guys, it's getting worse. Like I'll think of it eventually. It's coming real slow to me, and I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it. Oh, time's up. What about Talia? I'm just a staff hoodie. I don't know. It's a hoodie my wife found. It's nice and warm, and I still work in the basement for the time being. And it's cold down here, despite it being pretty warm in Wisconsin now. Ah! Dang it! Right, okay, oh, I see what you're saying. Like, Talia's around because Batman's totally super straight. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Maybe. You know, I didn't really mind the pairing with Wonder Woman they were doing for a while either. It even came up in Whedon's Justice League. That part about his version was cool. The whole part where he's not a great human being and treated Gal Gadot like dirt, among other people in the production. Not so great. I never thought I'd defend the Zack Snyder version of things so much, but here we are.
Shame!
All right. Where am I? Anyway. Anyway, Lego Batman's great stuff. My kids love it. Now, speaking of forgetting names, Will Arnett? Is that who I'm thinking of? Oh boy. A lot of Wills in comedy. I was trying to think of his name like yesterday, and I just couldn't do it. Oh. So, and another Will no one talks about enough anymore? Will Sasso. Ah! All right, that works. Ah! That worked out too. Dang it. It's true, I am Famicom Dojo staff, just in case anyone was unclear. I'm not very well paid though. Oh, shoot. Laughed at my own joke and I can't do it. I also can't think of Japanese fast enough to respond to our Japanese viewer here. Lava pot? What? Sure. Right. Okay, you can have two if you want, though. Ooh, new song.
I'm an idiot. Elliot is eating, waiting for me. When he hears I got a guitar, wants to do something.
Shame!
Oh. All right. Anything else fun to talk about? New doctor got announced. And I've already forgotten his name except for his first name, Shooty, even though it's spelled N-C-U-T-I. It's Rwandan, I imagine, because he's from Rwanda, but he's Scottish. I shared a welcome post that Seventh Doctor Sylvester McCoy shared online. So I guess now it's time to like do a post-mortem on Jodie Whittaker's run as the Doctor, right? And I'll say this, I liked the first season a lot. I liked it a lot. I liked, kind of went back to basics. There was like a very William Hartnell sort of vibe about it. And I liked that. I'm sure it was very deliberate and I wanted more of it. But I don't know if like they overreacted to people being like, no, it's terrible. And like they should have just ignored those people because I really enjoy what they were going for. It was a great vibe, I thought. So when it went more like lore heavy in the second series, it was like, I don't know, guys. And then the whole Flux thing was, I don't know, it was like more of that. It was just like more of it. It was like epic, universe-spanning discovery stuff that like you were talking about, Satoshi. That was like, it doesn't need to be like this. And like in the middle of all of that too, like they took an entire year off, partly for the Olympics. That never happens, at least not that year. Hold on, concentrating. Oh God. But also, hey Rachel, how's it going? But also, yeah, it just, I don't know. It felt like there are certain people who are like too upset and reactionary, and they just should have let it ride. I don't know. I haven't watched the new special yet. That's what she's got left, or like a bunch of specials, kind of like David Tennant got his last year. Whoops. So I guess the bigger thing is Russell T Davies coming back to Helmet to rescue it. I assume is the idea, and like Davies is the kind of guy who. Dang it, I gotta roll into that jump. Who's not gonna do what you expect him. Like, I'm sure that's why he was hired, but apparently he's like not a BBC employee this time. So it's weird that they're contracting out the work, or he's like contracted out to the production company that's making Doctor Who now. So whatever that means in terms of how they set it up compared to previous years, but so he's not going to do what he did in 2005 and 2006 and so on. Like in some cases, I really hope not, because like I think people forgot how much they complained about Davies when he was showrunner. Like the people who are complaining about Doctor Who now are considering him like some kind of Doctor Who savior is just hilarious to me. So the things that I don't want him to do again are like the End of Time has one good sequence in it, and it's at the end, or very near the end. The whole he'll knock 4 times thing. That is the bit immediately leading up to that, and the bit after it is the best part of the whole thing. Everything else was just a little too slapsticky and cartoony for my taste. Like the drama pieces I liked a lot more. Like the master shooting energy out of his hands to fly. I don't know, but like things like the adipose, like very, very difficult for me to be like, yeah, okay. It's silly, and I don't mind the silly too much. I don't think, but so stuff like that I'm not looking forward to. I don't think that's really where he's going, but those would be the kinds of things that I'd be like, maybe less of that, please. So I'm not sure what people are expecting him to do to, ooh. Yeah, oh, I missed an O somewhere. Yeah, I'll take it. Sweet. So in this game, kind of unlike Super Mario World, there's like no indication of what secrets I have missed and how I'm supposed to get to them. Like you just have the overall percentage. And I don't really have a goal to try to get 100% over these streams. That's not where I'm going with this, but at the same time, it'd be nice to know how far along I am in this stuff. I don't remember this at all. Ooh, how do I get up there? Did this hurt me? It did not hurt me. There we go. How? Oh boy. Nin. 10. Zero. Beautiful. Not like I needed it, but there we go. Yes, yep, I deliberately replaced the battery. Thank you. I did listen to Satoshi afterwards, and it is very quiet. I don't know, like it was like certain things were loud, like I would clap and that would be loud, but like my talking was not loud. So all fixed now. Again, here we go. This is very Donkey Kong Jr. Interesting. Oh, shoot. I wanted that guy to get those bananas, right? I don't need the bananas that badly, though. I'm glad that these spiny things... Oh, shoot. I'm glad that these spiny things on the ceiling aren't, like, deadly, though. All right, let's try this again. Yeah. There we go. Oh. Whew. Aha. Gotcha. This isn't one of the other... Nope. Oh! Oh! That stinks. Oop. Meant to go here. Oh well. I guess I got another chance to do that now. That's another question too, like, do you have to like defeat the level as it is without dying in order for that percentage to work? Like, I don't even know the answer to this stuff, man. Oh yeah, that doesn't count. Ah, good Lord. So I am curious to see what Davies is going to do. I regret that people felt the need to bring him back to Doctor Who to make it more gooder, but I mean, he could have easily said no to the job. If he said yes, I suspect it's because he has plans that are good and I will at least partially enjoy. And I think the casting of this particular Doctor is one of those things that people are gonna be like, no, not like that. Like, what did you think you were getting, guys? Seriously. Oh! I hit one of the other letters by accident. Okay. And I'm back down to having... Oh shoot, I can't get up there again. Notice that the ropes are colored differently too. So the ones that are up are blue, and the ones that are down are like this magenta reddish. Oh, ah! I like them apples. Ah! Come on! What else is going on? Gonna perform a gig in about a month, so I'm brushing up on my guitar and fiddle, playing with my mother-in-law's country band to get my chops up on that. Once a week now, or whenever I can, basically. So, you know, at most once a week. So we're gonna play at the Barn Shindig in about 4 weeks here. That should be fun. First time we got to do it in 3 years. So, ooh. Ah, man. Down, up, down, up. I've been intensely guitar shopping for months now, and I bought one. I mentioned to you guys I wanted to get that Firebird, and I did ultimately purchase that, and I love it. But then I went and put new strings on it and tried to get it set up better, and I ruined the sound. So knowing, of course, that it can sound good, I was not deterred, and I've gotten it playable again. But it was just like all that time and money and effort, and it just like I just ruined it. Anyway, back. Good. Anyway, so I had another guitar, this Telecaster that my kid was trying to ask if he could play one of the two. I was trying to grab, and I think I figured out in my experience with how to get the Firebird to sound good again, what I've done wrong with the Telecaster, and it's not necessarily with shoot, tried to jump there, with the instrument itself. So I mean, it's still a cheap instrument, but like I had this whole Facebook post about like there's something inherently wrong with it, and I replaced the pickups and put the old ones back in. It's like, yep, whatever is wrong with it's still wrong. And that's true to an extent, but there are things I can do to make it more gooder. And understanding how it works compared to the other ones that I have is crucial. So. Lots of learning on my part. All right, let's focus on these bananas, shall we? This game is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A. Ow! Sick of playing over the same thing multiple times. Gotcha. Oh, what other entertainment stuff has been happening? So I'm all caught up on Halo as well. Got mixed feelings about that show. I've actually been enjoying Kwan Ha as a character, and the latest episode was very much focused on her. I think it's important to have someone who lives in this universe and get things from their perspective. It feels very ODST to me in that respect. Like, that's part of the reason why I liked ODST so much, because it was about regular people, you know, the soldiers for the most part, but still regular people living in that universe. So I guess I do wish it focused less on the drama aspect of it. Like, I see why they're doing it, because it's like only so much budget, right? And they're spending a lot of it on these massive fight scenes. Like, and if every episode was like this choreographed fight shooty pew pew thing, then it would quickly go over budget. And I'm sure that the point is to focus on the lore and the story of the show, but it's very slow. Like, I'm wondering if they could have done some of these things faster. I'm also really enjoying the other Spartans. Like, by the time we see Master Chief in the Halo games, like all the other Spartans are gone, right? And like the fact that the events of Reach haven't occurred yet in this version of history. God, I really got to focus on the game here. That was my overall favorite Trek series. I'll answer that in a second. Yeah, so having the other Spartans there, and having them have similar journeys to what Chief is going through is very helpful, I think, but also sets to underscore like where the norm is and how much Master Chief is deviating from it. On the other hand, I really kind of wish that he was special because he's Master Chief and not just like the chosen one, as it were. Like that feels very, I don't know, Mass Effect-y to me. It's not terrible, but like going through like his emotional journey is probably not the series people were expecting out of Halo. So there are a lot of not Master Chief type things, but his character's just like very stoic and quippy. Like, you know, in any like video game setting, there's a certain extent, unless it's like role play, there's a certain extent to which like the character needs to be kind of a blank slate and not fully fleshed out in order for you to be like an insert into that world as a player. You know, the differences being like Mass Effect, where there's like a very specific way you can play the character that like fits your personal style, like to the point of the first Dragon Age game. Dang it, that didn't even have like voice acting because there were like 6 different characters and I think double up on gender too, so it's like 12 potential different variations for what your main player character could be, and it just wasn't feasible to have voices for all those different backgrounds and whatnot. So like the desire to go to Hawk makes a little more sense, although they did manage it more or less with Inquisition, but that was also a game that was on Blu-ray, so they had more time and effort and money they could put into it. Anyway, my point being that like the character didn't have a lot to go on, so they had to add things and they had to make him a fully 3-dimensional human. And like to an extent, this is like an origin story for Master Chief. Still, like he'll become the guy that we all know and love, but he's got a little ways to go before he can get there. And for those who don't know, like Cortana, like isn't there at the start, and she is introduced, and so we had this like proto baby Cortana coming in, also a little bit different, or quite a bit different, I guess, than the video game version of her, darker, to be sure. Her origins are anyway, but voiced by the same person who's been voicing Cortana since the inception of the Halo series. So that's pretty cool. Oh, which Dragon Age? You got Dragon Age 1? Sweet. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know which origin you go with first, or if you even like plan on doing it. I can tell you what I went with, but I don't know if I want to influence your decision. So let me know if I should talk about that. I'll answer your other question first, though, Satoshi, about my favorite Star Trek series, which is probably Deep Space Nine. I had to think for a minute. I love Next Generation. Next Generation was like the full-on live-action revival of Star Trek after, you know, not being on the air since the 60s. So it had been just a little more than 20 years since we had a Star Trek TV show, not counting the animated series, which I had seen some of on, was it USA? I can't remember what the outlet was. And so I remember that gigantic Spock. But it's like one of those memories from a childhood that you think that you might have made up or misconstrued. No, that is exactly what I thought it was. So, dang it. Should have just rolled down that hill. This is rough, man. Ultimate Edition? Yeah. All right. Let me fill you in here. So Origins and Awakening are basically 2 halves of the same game. Origins is a complete full game, but Awakening is like high-level DLC, more or less. Like if this was an MMO, this would be like, all right, you max out your character at like level 30. I think that's like literally true in this game. Actually, that's how far you can get, and then you have more stuff. You get more characters, more story. It's not just like, it's like a whole other game and a prototype for what people feel like Dragon Age 2 probably should have been. But so if you don't like the actual Dragon Age 2, then there's this game. But anyway, yeah, that's a very good collection. If there's more DLC in there, then I recommend playing things like Liliana's Song and whatnot. But that's a great place to start. I'm very curious to hear what you think about it. Anyway, so Next Generation, my memory of watching that show, well, it didn't air in our market, because I guess they were still kind of hedging it, right? Like they didn't know if this show was going to be popular enough to be in the mainstream. And this just kind of, like, Star Trek's just had this weird relationship with that. So I was living in Eau Claire at the time, and then like for the first season, maybe the first 2 seasons of the show, we had to watch it taped. My uncle would tape it because he lived in Beloit, and they could get it from the Madison area, I think is probably where he got those tapes from. So he would tape it and send it to us, and we could watch the first 2 seasons that way. Eventually, I think by the 3rd season, it was deemed popular enough and had earned us reprieve from cancellation, finally, by shoot, I should have maybe I can bounce off this guy. There we go. Oh, this is a long level, huh? And then seasons 3 to 5 are like peak Star Trek. Like when people think of Star Trek, they probably think of that era of the show. 6 and 7 got a little wild, but then 6 and 7 also aired at the same time as DS9. And so it was crazy to have finally not just 1 but 2 Star Trek shows, and airing at the same time, mind you, right? So like Trek became like those 3 seasons of Trek made it so popular they made a spin-off before the first show was even over. And I gotta say that I appreciated that. But I really liked Next Generation, and I didn't fully get on board with Deep Space Nine right away. Like I liked it, I wanted to watch more of it, but like after the first season, I was just kind of like, eh. So I don't think I watched a lot of the 2nd season right away. And eventually I did, and it might have been near the end of the 2nd season or after the 3rd season started airing. And I think it's when the Dominion stuff started coming in. Like they mentioned the Dominion by the end of the 1st season. So there was a plan in place for this show from the beginning. Although the specifics probably weren't all fleshed out by then. I gotta roll and jump. Oh boy, what's this gonna drop me off after I get all these goodies? So Deep Space Nine had like a lot of competition, but also, we knew that Next Generation wasn't gonna be on forever, especially because Next Generation was sort of starting to falter a bit after being on for 7 years. And especially after the 7th season was over, all that was left was Deep Space Nine. So that's kind of more motivation to like give it another shot, right? And I really enjoyed what it ended up becoming. Like it didn't come into itself fully after those seasons either. Like, they had Q show up, and it's like, Q's not a great fit for Deep Space Nine. But you got great lines like, Picard never hit me. I'm not Picard. Like, we don't need more of that, right? Like the characters, the settings, the stuff, like it became iconic Trek, right? And it was the only show that was on for, well, okay, I take that back. Voyager ended came out like the year Next Generation ended. So there was 2 Star Trek shows right up until right up until Deep Space Nine ended in 99. And oh god. I don't know if I want to go this way yet. Okay. Oh god. Oh god. Where was I? So I will say that my favorite Star Trek, probably of all time, are those middle seasons of Next Generation. Like I like bits of the first and second seasons, but like if I had to go overall, I'd have to give it to Deep Space Nine though, because it was more consistent throughout, had a better idea of what it was. And even though they brought in Worf, oh god, when did he come in? Next Generation would have ended after the second season. So, oh boy. So I got the end, but was it worth it? I don't know. I'm glad I got all those lives. I'm down to 85. I wouldn't have made it. That was what I had. Hold on, let me focus on this for a second. Oh, shoot. Ugh! All right, so I don't need to do that. So yeah, overall, Deep Space Nine is my favorite Trek. But it's very focused, right? Like, eventually, it has to sort of like take the mantle, because Voyager was also like a, you know, Lost in Space but Star Trek kind of thing. And like, this is one of those things that like I would see later with other shows, where like you have a popular breakout writer who becomes a showrunner later. And Brandon Braga, like having written some really wild and popular episodes of Next Generation, becomes the showrunner of Voyager, but then like you get a lot of weird episodes that is like, this again. And then, you know, eventually the trope becomes that like there's a lot of interesting stuff that they do involving time travel, but then like undoing the events of said thing. Like they have like one-off episodes like that, but then they had like the Year of Hell, for instance, and that became like a thing they would do constantly, including the series finale. And like it became a joke almost, right? Because there were other episodes leading up to it. I was like, I bet they're gonna do a time travel gimmicky thing again. And sure enough, really, predicting that was frustrating. But dang it. Deep Space Nine's job was then to be like the Trek torchbearer. It was the more mature show of the two. You know, Cisco gets to be a full captain, and that gets the Defiant. Like, I agree that, and like Avery Brooks fought for this, right? Like, you know, he needs to be on par with the other great Star Trek captains, basically. Like, it's only fair, really. Like, and to not acknowledge that or treated as worthy of equality would have been very, very bad. But like he had to fight for it, which is a shame. So but that like opened things up, and then they were in the weird position of being on during the Next Generation films, which like brought about costume changes and other like big events that you wouldn't have to worry about until like, you know, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came on with the Marvel movies and stuff like that. Like Cisco isn't involved in the events of First Contact, but Worf is on Deep Space Nine by that time, and he's the one piloting the Defiant. So it's a real shame that, except for like the holographic Doctor also in that film, because Voyager was on at the time, there wasn't a lot of crossover with the other shows that were available, which is, I think, a shame. But yeah, that last season I have feelings about too. Like there are bits of it. Oh, dang it. I'm just not gonna get to the end of this level. Without spoiling the final episode, I'll just say that like Beast Machines ended like almost the exact same way. Just like a year later as Deep Space Nine. Like there came a point where it's like the whole stuff about the prophets and the emissary like took a long back burner, and then it became like the focus of season 7 as they were wrapping up the show. And like I guess those things didn't really need answers, and like the needing to resolve that led to some interesting things. But mostly frustrating things. Like they kill Kai Opaka real early, and in a way that's kind of reminiscent of what is it reminiscent of? In a way that's really reminiscent of Yar's death in Next Generation. So I don't know what the deal with that was. Like if it was a plan to help win with her ascension, like there were other ways to do it besides making it so flippin' weird. But she was like a really interesting and honestly to me like favorite character, and then they just offer more or less unceremoniously. She gets better in a manner of speaking, but she can't be on the show anymore. And I don't know if it's like the actor couldn't be around, or if it was just, it doesn't feel like it was a part of any grand plan, to be perfectly honest. But like Kai Wynn as a character is phenomenal, and Louise Fletcher, whom people may know better as Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, just pitch perfect the entire series. Love her. She is great, and you love to hate her. And so, but like having like this like mealy mouth like religious leader who's like just in it for the glory and the power and doesn't really believe what she's peddling. Like she's just like a really good politician. That's the only good thing about her, is that she can play the game well, but she has no soul basically, which for the leader of like a whole planet's religion is, I mean, she's like the Bajoran Pope, more or less, right? Like assuming everyone had the same religion on Bajor, which, you know, they probably don't. Like I know that Kira was more or less an atheist, but there's got to be like other religions in Bajor, right? Well, for the purposes of a TV show, you can't really go into that. I guess you could, but like making the PAW raids real and like an actual threat felt, I don't know. Oh, is there? Oh. Okay, we're just gonna skip the N, right? Don't need to get that anymore. There's got to be a G around here, right? Ah! Yeah, allowing Cisco to make morally gray choices, like in the face of war, is important, I think. And then you still have to like him after. Like, you don't have to, but you still manage to. And the fact that Cisco himself feels compromised by those decisions is probably important. But you know, that's kind of like Ron Moore's whole thing. And so you talk about showrunner with a vision, right? Like I like a lot of Ron Moore's stuff. I like a lot of what they did with Battlestar Galactica, but man, again, like the specific like Angels and Demons thing. Oh, I need to be done. I am so sorry, everyone. I was not paying attention to the time. It's just not something I'm terribly fond of. All right, I got to stop. I apologize. Anyway, boy, thank you everyone for joining us. I guess I'm more to say about Deep Space Nine later, but it's overall my favorite Star Trek. As I got to mention at the end of every episode, like this is made possible by your support directly through Patreon, because especially these streams are not monetized any longer. Partially a conscious decision. We moved them off into their own channel, knowing they would not be eligible for monetization, because we value your support so much over the YouTube algorithm. So even $1, as we say, is better than an ad. So if you can go to patreon.com/Famicom Dojo and sign up for just $1. Like, not only will you support us, but you'll get all of our backlog of behind the scenes videos. You'll get to see new drafts of things before they go public when I make some more. And like, your voices are important in the stuff that we stream and the things that we do. And we value your input as well. And you can get goodies the higher up you go. There are t-shirts. There are DVDs that you can get at the highest levels. Speaking of which, the highest givers are Dojo Disciples for the month of May. I'm waiting for the screen to load. Are Andrew Greeley, Chris Berkland, Colin Swinburne, Daniel Hathcock, Earl Grey III, James L., and Lena Blue. I finally took Mario off by blocking him. Because he's going to keep getting charged, and that's not going to be great for his family, racking up, or it's not great for me having to remember to like refund him every time, but like it feels bad having to block him because I have no other mechanism for just removing him, like subtly, like, we need to kick you off for a bit. And it doesn't matter, I guess, but it's just like a bad end to a sad end, anyway. But he'll always be an honorary Dojo Disciple to us. But anywho, again, that's patreon.com/Famicom Dojo to see all the goodies that we have for you to offer, and let us know what you want us to stream. We're working through our lists that we had already, but we're going to run out eventually because it's only May. So we'll be doing this every Monday this month, and then we'll see what happens in June. But Mondays for the rest of the month of May 2022. And feeling like I'm done with this game. What do you guys think? We should probably move on. It's been a couple weeks already, 3 weeks already. So maybe we'll move on. I think I've gotten enough out of this. Unless you guys feel differently, let me know. But I guess then until next time, the dojo is just monkeying around.
Famicom Dojo.